Hello, hello, how are you? This is JilliBling and I have another project using the sunflower embossing folder. So what do you think? It's a little bit busy. On today's project I want to kind of calm it down a little bit, but I just love this embossing folder. So we will be using Gathering Moments, which you could get now. It is effective September 3rd and it's in, gosh, I want to say it's in the mini catalog or online exclusives. And it's just beautiful. I love the font, love the words. Lovely florals, which is a new set for the hello. I bought it for the flower, haven't used it yet. Layers of Beauty dies are for these tiny little metallic dies, which I use over and over and over. Oh, and then also the crumb cake dies are from Layers of Beauty. So I have them there and then a little bit on the inside. Spotlight on Nature for the circle. And textured notes for the word label. Okay, here we go. So here is this. I have so much fun applying color to the embossing folder, the white paper that gets textured. It's a lot of fun. And, well, speaking of that, I wanted it to have a blue hint because I knew I wanted to use the blue Country Woods designer paper. And I tried a lot of different options. Hold on. So here are the papers. This will help so you know what all the options could look like. So if these are the papers, the white one too. Just imagine these are all done, all pretty. So how would that look? To me, it's just a little bit too strong of a background. So then I tried, and I have, I used Crumb, Misty, and Basic Gray. So then I thought, well, what about this one? It's considerably lighter. This is using Basic Beige, but to me it's just too yellow. It doesn't work. So then I tried, this was my very first one, and I knew this is going to be it because I was using these exact colors. Espresso, Crumb Cake, Misty Moonlight, and Basic Gray, just because I wanted to see the veins in the flowers. But when I went to put this together, I'm like, oh, that's really busy. And also another thing to play with is if you use stamp pads or if you use spots, it makes a different effect. And then also, are you going to drag it just one direction? Because I did that with all the neutral colors and then the Misty Moonlight, well, I guess that's neutral. I was dragging it across. So that's a different look too. On today's sample, I just did it all dragging it downward. So maybe we could play around with that today. Then I'm like, you know what's wrong? Is it's just too heavy of color. So I thought, well, let me just go with Crumb Cake, Gray Granite, and Misty. And I like that. I think that's what this ended up being. And then this one is darker. This one is Misty, Basic Gray, and Crumb Cake. But that's just darker. But I wasn't done yet. I was going to figure it out. Oh, this one here I decided I liked, which is Basic Gray, or no, Gray Granite and Crumb Cake. Because see how that's a little bit calmer? But I did add little bits of Misty in here. And then this one is completely different, because you don't know till you try. This is Cloud Cover and Misty Moonlight. See, that kind of works too. I don't think that there's any wrong. It's just a lot of fun trying. So today I want to use iridescent pearls. On this one I used low profile dots, which are in gold and petal pink. And I thought that worked well with this card. But today, iridescent pearls, we'll put those on at the end. Here's the papers and the embossing folder. Let's just get started. Okay, so this paper And the paper cut sizes are in the video description along with all the products used today to make these 2 cards. So look at the folder, what do you like? This side has more leaves, this side is more flowers. So wherever you like, but keep in mind we're going to put the word, excuse me, the word label over the top, and that's going to cover up a lot of it. So maybe just on the perimeter of the paper, what do you like? Okay, so I'm going to go more for flowers. So here it is. And the circled eye gets cut out. Word label, let's do the words. I'm going to do it just the same because sometimes I get carried away with a lot of options. And I'm going to stamp it in basic gray, and this one says thankful for you, which is very nice. Since the basic gray is out, let's stamp the inside paper, and that can say, there's some other nice words. Your friendship means the world to me. I have some good friends and I need to tell them that more often. Okay, we're done stamping. Oh no, we have to do the hello. We can do that now. Okay, I want the wood grain. That might be distracting. It's kind of fun though. Okay, I'll leave it like that. And Versamark, if you don't have it, you can change a spot into it. And the words hello. I have so many project boxes just being busy that all of my ink pads, all of my blocks, I'm scrambling here. Okay, hello. And I'm trying to make it perpendicular to the wood grain. Okay, now we're done stamping. I didn't clean up my paper, my glass. I hope there isn't ink on it from all that playing around I was doing. Hello. I don't know that I have enough right there on the edge. Oh, that's better. Still want to kind of play with, what if I put Versamark on here? And I don't know, any of the metallics would be pretty. Or what if I did it on Crumb? I don't know, there's so many different directions you can go. Done. Okay, this needs to be cut. Okay. There. What else? These, that, this, these pieces. So I need 2 of the big one, 1 of the little one, because I have to do, I'm decorating the inside too. And then on the silver foil, I'll do 2 of the big one, or 1 of the big one and 2 of the little one. Voila. Okay, we'll be doing bows. You know, let's do the sunflower paper, just because I'm going to put that on a piece of early espresso paper, and I want to use my blocks to weight it down and give it just a minute to dry. And my favorite part of this whole project is coloring the sunflower embossed paper. Okay. Looking at these, it's like, oh, what to do? So how about, so here I have stamp pads, basic gray, crumb cake, gray granite. Then I have spots because they do produce a different look. So how about, not espresso, espresso is really dark. How about Misty Moonlight going horizontal, crumb cake and crumb cake spot rather than crumb cake pad, and gray granite. I'm trying to make it a little bit lighter. Okay, so the question is, and I already know my answer, is do you want to darken the flower petals, or do you want to darken the background behind the flower petals? At first, I'm always inclined that flower petals should be raised. They're up. But look at the difference. Here, I darkened the petals. I think this looks better with white petals and the background darker. So I'm going to flip it over. Oh, this one, it's really obvious. White petals, darkened background. So it's backwards. In my head, it's just backwards. Okay, so I have it turned over. The pretty flowers are on the bottom. And I'm going to use my stamp pad, drag it across. And when you look at your stamp pad, see how close the stamp pad is to the edge? Woohoo! When you look over here, your little thumb holder, it's not as close. So I think this is a better edge to hit the paper, and have it at an angle. Not just flat, but just an angle so you get a light touch. You could always add more. So I'm going to try to be really light with this one, just because that turned out so dark and bold. But it's hard sometimes. Really light. Ooh, that's good. If I could keep that, that's good. And instead of doing another one, I'm going to flip it over. Really light. Oh, I love it. I'm going to do a little more in the middle. Real light. And it's interesting that when you drag it downward, all of the high points here get hit with ink. So if you can, drag it from both sides. So now, looking at this leaf right here, you could see the outline of it because it hit here and it hit there. If you have this, if you're playing with it, then all of a sudden you'll know exactly what I'm talking about. So looking at the sunflower petals, you could see that it hit here, but it didn't hit over there. But that might have been also because I was being light. I went too heavy there, but that's okay. It's supposed to be really random. I'm just going to leave it like that. So the first time I did this, and I did a video, I think it was 2 videos ago, with thank you for your order, $50 orders, you get a free card kit, and it comes with the embossed paper. And do I have it handy? Let me see if I have it handy. Isn't this how everyone keeps their stuff? Here it is. It's so pretty. It's kind of similar. I like blue flowers. So this one, I did it on basic beige, and I have pecan pie, and I'm not sure what other colors. I have all kinds of colors in here. Then I did the same thing on white, and I cut out the flowers. So you can have a lot of fun with this. Okay, it's off track. Okay, back to where we were. Crumb cake. I'm going to try to keep it light. At this point, it looks very neutral, which I'm liking. Oh, the reason I pulled out the other one was I'm thinking that you already put gray granite on here. So why are you putting another neutral? Because it adds you could still see the color. So I'll do half of it, both directions, and then I'll show you, I'll hold it up close and I'll show you the difference between having just one color and having two. Of course, it's a little bit darker, but can you see how this is a hint warmer because I added the crumb cake? And then this is just the gray. It's more of a bluer, cooler tone. And I'm going to add Misty Moonlight, and that will show up too, which I think is just amazing that all those colors show up. Okay, so this is lighter than the sample. That's what I'm going for. I don't know if you could tell that I'm trying to be really a real soft touch, real gentle, real light. Okay, so there's that. So on this one I added Misty Moonlight, and I did it a little different, and I kind of like the look. So if I were to add this just going downward, it would be the same. But on this one, I'll turn it over because we're not going to see that side. Pretend like this side here looks like that. Instead of starting from the top and gently go down, I did a bunch of these, having heavy start points. So now when you look at it, see right here how there's the heavy start point, and there's just Misty Moonlight here. There's not too much over there. You could see right there is a really heavy start point, but somehow that was very random and I liked it. I thought that the Misty Moonlight brought the color of the designer paper out. So I'm not going to do that on this one, but I'm going to go horizontal. See how that goes. Be really light. Some places you can't tell. I might need to turn my little Stampin' spot. I think you could definitely see the Misty Moonlight on here. Okay, and I'm just going to leave it like that. So when I look at the two of them, hold on, let me clean this up. When you look at the two, this one is definitely heavier. So I don't know if that's going to be good, if that's going to make the background just look more busy, or if it's going to be softer and it's going to, I don't know. I don't know. We'll find out. So I think that this flower looks like it's looking up. Therefore, I'm going to put it on like this. Very different. Very, very different. Okay. Let's go. Really supposed to, ooh, that looks nice. Okay, I'm going to put glue on here. I'm going to be a bit heavy, not thick, but just a wider ziggle-zaggle than I normally would because there's so much texture in this embossing folder. I want to make sure that it will stick. So I'm giving it plenty of opportunity. When the papers meet, they can stick together permanently. A little bit in there. So, put this in place. Okay. And I'm going to put some weight on that. Everyone has extra blocks laying around, right? I want to get it on the corners. Okay. So that's good. So let's start building the card. crumb cake. My favorite. I love crumb cake. Crumb cake basic beige is becoming a new fast follower. I like basic beige. I've been using it a lot. It's kind of an alternate to vanilla, an alternate to crumb cake. Okay, so this is done. In my head, I'm like, okay, there was something I needed to make sure not to do or something to do. And on the sample card, I put the cute little die cut pieces at the bottom, like right now. And then I went to attach it and the little bow. Do you see that little bow? Look how cute it is. It kept falling off because it wasn't dried. And I just kept turning it upside down. So eventually it's like, you know what? Time for dinner. Come back. And voila, it's stuck. So Michaela came to pick up Warren today and she says, I have something for you. I said, you do? And she went to this bakery. I think it's French because she loves, I'm going to say that I know eclairs. And what are the round ones that you put the cream in? Is it cannelloni or is that a pasta? I don't know. But she loves them. And she's kind of on a search to find a good one. So here in town, there's a place called Sweet Life, and everything that they do is incredible. Then when you go in, it's not just, oh, those things in the counter, they're all good. They have like 3 counters, at least 3 layers, 3 heights, and everything is so good. She says Sweet Life does okay. She goes, but it's not the best I've had. Anyhow, she found a place. It's called Amour. So if you're in Eugene, Springfield area, it's in Springfield on Main Street. And she got a lot of things. And she said, I've never seen, I think it's a I need to look it up. I need to Google it or something. Cannoli. Is that it? She says, I've never seen one so big. So I ordered 4 of them thinking I would share it with office staff. She says, and they said, you want 4? She says, yeah. Because she's used to them being kind of like, you put it in your mouth, you bite it, and you have 3 or 4 bites. These things, on the other hand, were really big. So that's why they were like, you want 4? So she brought some here. And Tony loves carrot cake. So she brought him a little, it looked like a little cupcake in a cup of carrot cake. Okay, so that's done. That's going to go on the designer paper on dimensionals. Then the words are going to go on with dimensionals, but we have all kinds of cuteness to tuck in underneath it, around it. So for now, 1 dimensional. That can go. I'm looking at the bottom to match the top. Right there. Okay, my cuteness. I could do the inside cuteness. So that's going to take a big die cut leaf, and I'll put glue in the center and a little bit on the leaves, not so much on the tips. I'm fine if they curl up and there's a little bit of extra dimension. Okay, and then a little 2-leaf sprig. Cute. And that too, just glue at the bottom and not on the tips. That can go right. Where did I put this one? I struggled with it. I'm like, where should it go? I put it up a little bit high. Because if you put it down low, it kind of messes up the visual of these leaves. If you put it up a little bit higher, I think it's better. Okay, a tiny itty bitty bow. And while we're at it, a double bow for the front. Itty bitty. What else? She came in with 3 stacks of stuff. There was the these words. I guess I'm not Italian. I don't know. I don't know. It was a lot of sweets and they were really heavy. And I said, why don't you take one? Because it was so much. Why don't you take one for you at home? Because you'll want it later tonight. Because Evan doesn't do sweets. Which I can't believe that's my child. We even have the same type of blood. And he doesn't do sweets. Definitely not fruit. Which is weird. When he was a kid, he would do fruit. But now, it's like, he knows it. Michaela knows it. If it's a dessert that has anything with fruit, or even just fruit, he's like, no, no thanks. I don't know why. Warren is making up for it. Oh, that's another thing is Warren, he likes tomatoes. Evan and Michaela do not at all like tomatoes. But little guy cannot get enough of them. I mean, it'll bring a smile to his face. Talking about the little one smiling. This is so funny. Last night, well, let me back up a little bit. When our kids were little, Tony would put him on his shoulders and they liked it. Okay. So he put Warren up on his shoulders, and I have a feeling he's done it a few times, but Warren was just as happy as could be. So they went to the dump and they're coming back, and Tony took him out of the truck, put him up on his shoulders, and they were walking close, and Warren was just like almost laughing. He was just so happy. I said, he likes that. Okay. So then Michaela came to pick him up last night, and Tony was in his recliner, and he goes, here, let me put him up on my shoulders. And I guess Evan does that often. And then Tony shook his head like, oh, and he just laughed and laughed, and it was such a wholehearted laugh that I had to video it. Okay, here you go. This will be your laugh for today. Here they are, 30 seconds. Oh, let me turn up this. Opa, do it, Opa. Warren, what's he doing? Do it, Opa. Warren, what are you doing? Opa, do it, Opa. Okay, you probably didn't need to see it twice, but there you go. It's just so cute. I did it again. I put it on with glue, and now sometimes it's hard being me. Because see, I can't close it to put the top on. Okay. I was thinking maybe you could go the other direction too. Okay. Back on task. So this is going to go on with dimensionals, and I put it a little bit high. This one, let's just see how the flowers look. I just hear that screech and laugh. And keep in mind that that was going on for like a minute or two before I'm like, just a minute, let me record this. So, yeah, I think a little high, because then the ribbon trailing down would be good. So it does look a little different. I'm not sure if there's one better than the other. The sample is definitely heavier in color, but this one you could see more of the misty moonlight. Isn't it good to be us? We get to do random things and love it all. So Warren doesn't want you to feed him. He puts his hands on the spoon coming his way because he wants to put it into his mouth. So what happens to his hands? They get all full of yogurt with berries on it, and he gets all stained. And then he looks at himself like, why'd you do that? Talking to me. Ugh. So his menu is changing a little bit, where he gets chunks of Tony's barbecue chicken, or he gets chunks of cheese, or chunks of fruit. No more yogurt cottage cheese with berries. No more smishy berries. Oh, and his favorite thing, the tomatoes. He likes to take them and smush them. Little cherry tomatoes. Or he puts the whole thing in his mouth and you're like, yay! And then when he bites it, it dribbles down his chin onto his clothes. Then after he gets done with that, and he kind of eats it, drinks it, he pulls out of his mouth the stem or the tomato skin. It's like, oh. So I know that Evan and Michaela, they just put food on his plate, like what I said, kind of like the drier food, and just let him have at it. So I did that today, and I know he likes tomatoes. You got that? He likes feta cheese, okay? And Tony cooked up some homegrown potatoes, kind of fried them up in olive oil, and that's all that was on them. I think salt and pepper. And so that's what he got on his plate today. So I came back, and his little plate with all the dividers in it, and it has suction cups on the underside. All the food was underneath the suction cups. So he was trying to pull the suction cups up, and food was flying. Feta was everywhere. Ew. I don't know. I don't remember going through all of this with my kids. I conveniently forgot, I guess. Okay. So put on 3 bling. I hear the dryer going off. It's going off because I had to wash everything. I have a towel over our dining room chair so it doesn't get that food on it. Time to wash it. Okay, I think that's turning out cute. Look at that, and I kind of like how this is long. Okay, is it dry enough? Those are very nice colors together, though. Okay, what do you think about today's project? Do you have the embossing folder? Give it a try. It's so much fun. It just makes you want to emboss more papers, try more. And I keep on doing it neutrals, but I'm thinking, what about like pink? And then taking a dauber and making the center brown. But that's like, there's no pink sunflowers. I really don't want to do yellow and orange. But who knows? It might just be exactly what it needs to be. Okay, do you like the silver or the gold better? Do you like the heavier background or the lighter background? Okay, that's it. Thank you for watching. Let me know if you have any questions. And I hope you have a great day. Thanks.